as I was starting this, I slipped and I poked myself right in the eye with my finger. Just, one of those, oh crap, I'm falling. That really hurt. So let's see who we get here. This is gonna be a quick live feed. I have to get ready and leave here in just a few minutes. I have things that I have to do today. We need stuff to eat. I have to go, morning, Jeremy. I have to go to Mr. Thorne, Mr. Russell, Ace. So I have to go to the base commissary. I need stuff to clean. As most of you guys, holy crap, there's 10 of y'all here already. As a lot of you guys might already know, we're selling the house. So I am doing this, and the reason this was titled as requested was because a lot of you guys have been saying, where are the live feeds at? Hey, it's my buddy Justin at Fiberlight Fire Starters. So there's been a bunch of people asking why there hasn't been live feeds. I've just been busy. So the time that I would usually take to do live feeds, I've just been deep cleaning the house because not just because we've got people coming to look at the house on tomorrow to think about purchasing this house. We just, with COVID, with all the stuff's been in the lockdown, we just have not. I'm like, why am I cleaning the house? No one's coming. You know what I mean? So it needed a good deep clean. But the thing is, we don't have a lot of the cleaning supplies. So I'm gonna go to the base and I'm gonna get some stuff, just little stuff. I want to clean all the window ledges today. Just little stuff that I haven't done because there's no one coming. Weather has been horrible. I want to do sharpening live feeds, and I don't want to sound like a jerk about this, but the sharpening live feeds are going to be something that I'm going to do videos, sharpening videos, and those are going to be up on the members portal, or I might do those videos and then put them up. I'm going to do some sharpening live feeds, but the flip side of that too is it's been really windy and nasty here, and I'll show you. Like I just cleaned the yard like 2 days ago in prep for these people coming, and then it's been so windy that like the yard, all this stuff it didn't turn. All the stuff that I swept up has been blown back around. There's cardboard that blew out of somebody's trash can. I still have all this recycling because none of the recycling centers are open. This stuff was leaned up. This trash can actually blew over. It ripped my canopy. You can't see it from here. So I've been telling customers, I was like, between the fact we're trying to get the house sold, and I mean, once we sell the house, then we have a period of time where we're going to be allowed to live here to find a rental place. It's called a contingent sale. So we can actually rent this place back from the new owners if they choose to purchase the house. And then we do all the stuff. They pay us and we rent the place back for a short period of time while we're looking. During that period of time, I'm going to get the sharpening all done because I want that done before the move. So it's just been hectic, and I do read you guys' emails. I've gotten a ton of emails from folks like, hey, where are the live feeds? We missed the live feeds. And I didn't think you guys liked, what's up, Aiden? I didn't think you guys liked the live feeds because the fact was I didn't get that much interaction in the live feeds that I'd done lately. But I guess you guys like them, and I'm trying to push the guys at full30.com to also do live feeds there because I do understand this interaction is fun. Yeah, you didn't even, I must have gotten 30 emails about where are the live feeds, And I was like, holy crap, I just didn't think that you guys liked them that much. But I went back through the analytics and I looked, and the live feeds actually get a lot of traffic. I didn't realize it because I see like 10, 12 people and I just think that. But those aren't always the same 10, 12 people. I looked at the last one I did, and during just the course of the live feed, I got like 170 views, and the max was like 21 people that were here. So it's just, I guess I should do it. Nice thing about doing live feeds here, and people have been saying, why don't I do live feeds on Instagram anymore? The big reason I don't do live feeds on Instagram, the reason I don't do live feeds on Instagram is they no longer show the interaction, the chat. You can't see it. So, like I said, It's almost 8 o'clock. I have to be off of here by like 8:30 so that I can run to the base. Commissary opens at 9. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get the stuff I need to finish cleaning the house and just groceries. So I was like, you know what? I'll just take this time. I'll do a live feed. I had some other stuff I was gonna do. I saw a couple people mention it, just to throw it out there. Oh, Hank Aaron died. Which reminds me, I need to turn off. Give me just a second. I've got to silence this phone before I get a call from a telemarketer. And I'm back. So, well, and I didn't realize how much interaction the live feeds actually give me until I'm doing stuff on Full30 and I don't have it. And I told those guys, I was like, you know what? Just for the fact that just the interaction of the live feeds, it's great. It's a blast. I always have fun with these live feeds. Sometimes shooting a video can be challenging because I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. When I first started doing these videos, I was really critical, hypercritical of things. Now that I am a knife maker and I see some of the difficulties in some of these things, I'm not as critical. But the other thing was, I've realized that, you know, a lot of times when I would do these, I was, you know, I have an effect on people buying things. And if a knife is not horrible, I'm not gonna throw it out there that it's horrible. I'll point out some points that bother me. But, you know, like I'm much more inclined to find better points about a knife, even if it's not perfect. Or I just won't do a video at all. Ask Neves. Neves sent me several knives, and I only did a video about 2 of them because the third one, I believe it was, I just couldn't find good stuff about it. So I'm just not doing a video about it. And because I would rather just not do the video, because the fact is other people might like that knife just because I have issues with it. Now, if there was something horribly wrong with it, it has nothing to do with build construction or things like that. It's because I just don't like the knife. Well, that's not fair to do to a company. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm finding issues like build quality, stuff like that. So I'll just not do it as opposed to doing something that might damage their sales just because they don't like me, or I've got a guy that doesn't like me and now he goes on everyone's video about this and this. Neves knows what I'm talking about. He goes to every video that's up and talks about these knives being crap and it's a shit design and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? He came on my channel and he was arguing and I blocked him. And now he just goes to videos and posts up comments and I call him out on them. He posts up comments about these being a garbage design. Well, if it was a garbage design, it wouldn't be selling this well because this is sold out everywhere like 3 times. So I just choose not to do it. People have been saying, oh, I can't believe you're gonna be an Olate shill. Guys, I got this flashlight in, I shilled it, drop, did a great job with these knives. I got this Olight in, I have been messing around with it for like 2 days now. This is a great little flashlight. Pocket clip retention. I did bend the pocket clip a little bit, but that's me. That's nothing to do with her quality. And it's a great little knife. Or not knife, but flashlight. And so when they offered me a chance to test it, and then I wouldn't have put the link up if I thought they were garbage products. I've told you guys that about my idea about like shilling products. If it's not a good product, I'm not gonna bring it to you. So those are just those little things. I just wanted to put that out there. And I will be putting the link, it's like a temporary affiliate link to these for their sale in my videos. So, but here's the thing. Downvotes, they're still an interaction. So this is a great, I like this. I like brass flashlights, as you can tell. I wish the only thing, like I'm gonna do a full-on review of just this light later. I wish this wasn't a rubber button. I like this type button better. A little flatter, a little bit more positive feedback, or a little less pressure needed, I just like the way that button feels. But don't get me wrong, this is great. I appreciate that. But like I said, I enjoy this, and I want to let you guys know I do appreciate that. So I'm pretty generous in my opinions about knives, but so many scholars have bothered me. They are way too. Well, okay, so then here's the thing. Like, I can appreciate. I know Jim personally. I talk to Jim all the time. I sent Jim a get well gift. I don't know if you guys saw that. I sent Jim one of these as a get well present because he's having a lot of medical issues. I like Jim a lot. I can agree with the fact that Jim's knives are not what I would consider functional, but having seen his newer ones in person and seen how rapidly he progressed into basically a master knife maker, he makes knives that he wants to make. His designs are the way he wants to make. And you can't go to Jim and say, hey, I want you to make this knife. Jim's like, no, I make knives I want to make. If you buy them, fine. If you don't, don't. I can appreciate Jim's knives for what they are. They're gorgeous. The meticulous workmanship that goes into them are insane. And he just, I'll tell you a little secret about that. Hollow grinds are actually easier than flat grinds. Because once you get that, Jacob said it in the video, once you get that initial hollow, it's like a puzzle piece. It holds it in there. They are actually easier to do than full flat grinds because there's less chance of wobbling. That wheel and that notch hold them in place. There's much less chance of getting facets. I'm going to go to Jake's shop and use his 10-inch hollow and see if I want to do a couple hollow grinds. I may do a hollow grind one of these. I don't know. I have not decided. But yeah, I mean, that's just a matter of opinion. Like, I would never go and say that Jim's knives are garbage. I made a straight razor. I did a hollow, and I can tell you it wasn't a great hollow because on a platen there's two 2-inch wheels, and just doing it that way. But like I was saying, like, I'm not gonna bash Jim for what he does. His knives are not something I would take out in the field and carry, but I can appreciate him for the work that goes into them and how detailed. I mean, look at his handles sometimes. I mean, they're great. They're amazing. And then, but there are companies that I wish they would do something better. Now, I will say I had a conversation with a guy talking about Emerson's, and I've talked about like charging so much for steels. My issue with the Emerson's is build quality versus what you get. And I've said that. I have no problem with the designs. Like that mini CQC 15 that I had on the channel not long ago. Gorgeous design, blade and everything. But yeah, I made a Japanese style 20 CV straight razor. I actually gave it to my buddy Nico as a gift. I don't need it. But it's Neves, I'm gonna get a hold of me after we do this. I want to make sure that you got the right kind of straight razor, because straight razors are one of those things you don't want to skimp. My cheapest straight razor is like $300. I still have them because I'm gonna start trimming this down back to a goatee and stuff. But at any rate, like I was saying, there's all these companies out there that make knives and they do a decent job, and people just vilify them because maybe they just don't like country of origin or things like that. The fact is, knife makers, like the owner of, everybody flips out about Artisan. Oh, you went with Artisan. Artisan's not a Chinese company. Artisan's an American company. People flip out about Chinese knives. People flip out about this. And I'm like, the guys that are making knives that are coming out of China, those guys are just Chinese knife nuts. Like, I've met these guys. They're not like the typical Japanese Communist Party. These guys are the capitalists that want China to change. And these are the guys that are knife weirdos, just like all of us. And they're like, they just want to do the same things we're doing. They enjoy it. Dave Deng is just he's just a knife enthusiast who decided to take his machinist skills, turn his company into a knife company. And he's profited off of it. So my eye is still red. I was telling everybody, so those guys that are here, when I got ready to start this video, I spilled a little water while I was making coffee. I poked myself in the eye because I had my hand up, just poked myself right in the eye. Kaiser knives. I mean, there's knife goofballs like us in every country. And sometimes they start businesses. And it works out. I mean, just because, Like, these people that vilify some of these companies have never met anyone from those companies and talked to them and heard how passionate they are about what they do. Go to the We Knife table and talk to Doris. Tiny, tiny little girl. She loves working there. She is so passionate about their designs, and you can tell when somebody's faking that they're passionate about something. You can tell, you can feel it. But when you see her and you ask her, and her English is broken, but when she gets ready to explain like their designs, you can just see her face light up, and she's so excited about showing you what they do. That's what you get when you're passionate about your job. And people are like, oh, they're just Japanese or Chinese communists. I'm like, no, these people are passionate about what they're doing. And so I just wish more people would go to shows and seen that. Because when you deal with these people, you can see like how passionate they are. Big Brown Bear is really stoic and things like that. But when you get him on camera and he starts talking about what he's doing, you just see him like open up. Like if you talk to him on the phone, I love Sean Houston, but when you talk to him on the phone, he's really stoic and he's really monotone. He's really just subdued. But when you get him on a subject that he's passionate about, you hear it like someone flipped a switch. So that's how I feel when I do these live feeds. You guys can see when I'm tired in a video that I filmed, but when I'm tired here, you can see me flip that switch when I start talking about like this, something I'm passionate about. It just happens. That's why I like live feeds. But that was a long 16-minute explanation about why I like the live feeds. No, guys, I'm gonna start putting that link in the videos. I'll put it down below. Olight is running a flash sale. They sent me an affiliate link where I actually make profit from it. I think Jared said he's gonna post it up too. They basically are running this flash sale, and I think it runs for a while, even past the date of the sale, I was told. So I'm gonna keep putting that link in. If you guys need a flashlight, go check them out. This is 15 and 300, and then they sent me an ink pen that I gave to my daughter. It writes, that thing writes great, but it's got a rechargeable flashlight built into it. So yeah, and that's my thing. Like, I would love to be able to have enough quality American products to just buy them. But by the time you get to the level of quality, and I do know it's because of the price of machining, by the time I get to talk to him about abrasives. He's really into that. By the time you get to the build quality in an American product that you're getting from Chinese products at half the price, and I know it's because of the cost of machining, and I would love American companies to just take it in the shorts for a little while to build that reputation back up. And I've said it, and everybody's like, oh, it's great, you don't have to. I was like, look, there is a great deal of sacrifice that would have to be made to get this country's manufacturing back to where it was, and to be able to take over and have these quality American-made products at the price that other countries are offering. Yes, it would be very hard, and it would be a sacrifice. But if you want that, then you have to make those sacrifices. But the fact is, for me, I have a very limited income. If I have to buy a quality product, I can't look at, well, I gotta buy American. I can't do that because I can't afford it. You know what I mean? They did this knife at $40, basically. If I had tried to do this and make this an American product, this would be a $150, almost $200 knife. It's just, it's just that simple. And people are like, oh, well, that the quality. I was like, the reason, let me explain to you guys why the reason that Chinese manufacturing is associated with garbage. It's because companies went to China and said, hey, we want the cheapest product possible. Well, when you tell them that you get the cheapest product possible, you get the cheapest made product possible. And so it came out as crap, and everybody just associate Hong Kong and Taiwan and China as just making garbage. But the fact is, this is what they're capable of. And some of the Riat and We Knife folders, some of the best folding knives I own, were not made in America. They were not made in Germany, where they were like, oh, the German engineering. No, they were made in China. Now, I will say there are companies that get stuff made and yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot of the products that I get that are American made that are way more expensive. Do you guys want to know why you have not? I'm trying to think of the name of the company. Millet. Do you guys want to know why I haven't done a millet knife on this channel in a long, long time? I haven't seen one that I could say anything good about. I like SC knives. As a matter of fact, what's his name? Oh crap, I can't think of it now. The guy that used to make my sheaths, he makes sheaths for SC now. But what I was saying is, like, I haven't seen a millet knife or Benchmade or a Spyderco for a long time that I could get behind and say this is a great knife. I have a Benchmade 940. It's a great knife. But I got lucky because now I basically have like pizza's parts put together. I have a Benchmade 940 that has aftermarket thumb studs. I have a Benchmade 940 that now has the aluminum scales that I like with the S90V blade, and mine is centered. Like, mine is perfectly dead center, and it was a gift. So, and I've went through and I've changed things. I blasted my scales. I'll go get it. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I think my wife's awake, so she's not gonna get upset I mean, she's gonna get upset that I came in. She just gets upset because she sees me. I don't know. I know that they made an S90V 9-foot. I have to be real careful because I put the S30V blade in the same slot. So here, I'll bring that out. I need to put that away somewhere anyway. So when we swapped out the blade, I just dropped it down in its slot in the knife case. So we'll do a little comparison here. I'll show you. We're just gonna use this camera. I'm not gonna flip it around because I don't wanna put you guys in my tripod. So, so you can see, like, I don't like S30V. It's chippy, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I can feel the chips in it right now. Every time I use this, like cut down one box, I got chips. So this blade came out, and you can see the size of the thumb studs on this. Now, I think Jojo Jeep or Jimmy Jojo sent me this blade. It's an S90V blade. But see the difference in the thumb studs? Look how much bigger these thumb studs are. They're significantly larger. I don't know how well it's coming out. S90V blade. I did black ceramic coating on my aluminum. I did black on my screws. I took the purple off the spine, and I now have an S90V blade. And it needs some break-in because that blade and this knife, the old blade and this knife had worn together. It's called matched wear. You get that in firearms too. That's why if you have a gun that you've used for a while and then you upgrade parts, you may find some weirdness when you first get that gun. It's a new break-in period. Basically, I've put a new component in that I have to break in. But now I have all the things, and if you look, this one is centered. You don't see that in Benchmade. Every Benchmade 940 that ever came to me with carbon fiber scales, it's almost rubbing the scale. And so, yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of quality. Do I like this knife? Yeah, I love this knife. I just wish it had been made by a different company. I honestly think it would probably be better. Benchmade's quality just has plummeted. And I did a video, and a lot of the Benchmade fanboys went and complained. He's like, "Oh, well, like, you know what you're talking about, and that knife, da da da." Nico sent knives off to Benchmade, paid shipping round trip, left a list of what he wanted them to do, and they didn't do any of it. And one of the things he requested was he sent them a knife I had sharpened. Yeah, it's well ground. I think it's ever so slightly thicker blade stock, or ground ever so slightly thicker than the S30V, but that's fine. It's ground well, and this had already been sharpened, and the reason that I got this was the guy that had sharpened it had some hiccups in the sharpening and screwed a couple things up, and I was able to repair it in like 15 minutes. S90V is easier to sharpen. and holds an edge better than S30. And so this one doesn't have any blade play, but I forget what I was talking. Oh, yeah, Spyderco's. I can't get behind any Spyder. You guys know the tribulations I had with this. What is this? This is ZDP 189. I was expecting this to be a champ. I can't get it to hold an edge. I can't make it through one box. This thing is dull if you go through one piece of cardboard. But yet they sell them hand over fist, and they do all these exotic steels, but they do them so poorly. Benchmade, another one of those companies that, I'm not gonna lie to you, people are like, oh, you just hate Benchmade. I used to love Benchmade. I used to love them. I lusted after one of these forever. I just could not at the price, with a blade steel I wasn't happy with, which was S30, and aluminum scales, which is a cheap material to use handle scales out of compared to, I just didn't see the price being there. Now this was a gift, and so was this blade. Now I have everything I wanted. I like this blade handle. I like this handle style. Now I have the color I want. Now I have the blade steel I want. Now I have thumb studs I want. I don't like doing it. I just don't think it's a good blade steel. Yeah, the Benchmade Anthem. Nice knife, just too expensive. Yeah. So now I've got exactly what I want. I have the exact Benchmade I want. So, you know, and I like this knife because I like the design. And the thing I like about it is it's a small package, and you get basically a full-sized EDC in a very tiny, very light package. This is not a small knife. So, Neves, I've got to get those knives back out to you before we sell this house. I really have to, because, Jared, if I keep the 80-20 any longer, you're never going to see it again. I'll find a way to make it disappear and say I lost it. I've got to get it back to you. And for the benefit of the channel, because with it being here, it's hard not to carry anything else. I have to send it back. I have to send it back, or I won't review anything, because I'm not carrying anything but that. I'm not gonna lie. I had to take it out of my basketball shorts pocket to do this live feed, because I was like, I don't want to. I got to do something else. So, like this is an American-made knife I can get behind. Tim and Ann and Matt, all those guys over at Reeve Knives. It's fucking great. This is screaming sharp. I did it on, I touched it up on a ceramic rod. Okay, Microtech is a company that's an exception. I will pay the price for a Microtech knife. You know why? I haven't had a bad Microtech. I know people say, I hear people say this, and so people get scared away from things because somebody said something, or they saw a video where someone had an issue, and then it becomes an issue that everyone thinks they're going to have. I've owned, at this point, 7 Microtechs in various configurations. Actually 8. I had a whale shark. I forgot about the whale shark. I've never had a bad one. Never once. Never had an issue. Any issues I've ever had with my Microtech, and it would be on my DOC, that's the only one I've ever had an issue, were issues that were my fault because I took it apart and didn't get it put back together and Loctited back together. And I got blade play and lock rock and stuff like that, and I just didn't get everything cinched back down. My problem. So I've seriously never had a Microtech come in for sharpening that was poorly executed. I've never had a Microtech come in for review that had an issue that I would say was a machining or manufacturing issue, ever. But yet, for some reason, Microtech got this reputation for a while that their knives were garbage. And I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I think back now to me talking about, I blocked a guy from this channel, and now he goes and he puts garbage comments up on every video. And I would hazard that guy to let him know that if it continues, because that's detrimental to business, I will enlist the assistance of my friend who's a lawyer and resolve that issue that way. I would prefer not to, but if it continues, you know, all it takes is one person to ruin stuff. It really does this day and age. It takes one person. And you want proof of that? LMAX, John Davis. Jay Davis did 2 videos about LMAX. And his 2 videos went to his friend Smoke Eater 908. And then they basically ruined LMAX. It's coming back, but they ruined LMAX because they had a couple knives that had gotten a little overheated at the edge. It was not an issue with the steel, it was an issue with someone grinding it. But there was a long time no one would even touch LMAX as a knife steel. LMAX is a great knife steel. One person said something, 2 videos about how shitty their LMAX held an edge. And even though they went back a few months later and said, now that I've resharpened it a couple times, I think it was just the edge grind got overheated. And now that I've sharpened it a couple times, I have no problem with it. No one hears that. That video got 0 traction. But his LMAX is crap video, and I'm not going to say I don't think, my Maximet video, I'm not changing that. That's my opinion, and I honestly think that that's not whether it holds up well or anything like that. You can't, why do I have to take specialty tools out in the field for a knife when I can do something else? I don't think it's a real great steel for knives because it doesn't allow you the field utility use. My daughter is making her breakfast. But yeah, Jay Davis basically ruined LMAX for everyone because of an issue he had. And it was just one guy that said one thing twice, and regardless of him retracting it, that video that he retracted it in got 0 the traction. His video about it being bad got hundreds of thousands of views. His video saying it, I got to retract that. It was an issue with the sharpening grind. That maybe they used a worn belt or didn't quench it often enough or too high a speed, too much friction, it got a little hot. That video got like 5,000 views. So that means that there was still like 99,500 people or 995,000 people that still thought it was crap. There we go. I don't math well. I got to take my shoes off to get to 20. What'd you say?
I said me now.
There's a reason that I did a redacted tag on this, and it's a skull crusher. Watch this.
I'll be your first double shooter. Please do it.
So yeah, I mean, it's just like all it takes is one guy that can sour the milk. Now this has been selling incredibly well. I wish this had sold as well. It's still a great knife. I designed a dagger version of this that We Knife Company told me I can have done anywhere. So if there's anybody out there that has contact with Cold Steel Knives or any of their designers or anyone, tell them I am trying desperately to get in touch with them because I believe that the only company that could sell a dagger version of this is Cold Steel. So it basically will have a double choil, but the secondary choil will be up here. So you have a leaf style blade, but there's a choil higher. So you still have this where it comes into a choil here. Isabel, they said good morning.
What?
They said good morning.
Good morning.
She said good morning back. So, I mean, that's the only company I could see making a dagger version of this and being able to sell it. And I'm going to call it the Mukade. I like the 91 Superstones. They're great. But guys, it's 8:30. I said I'd give you a little bit of time. I like Big Brown Bear's diamond stones. I just, unfortunately, right now cannot afford them. I can make do. And for the steels I'm sharpening lately, and let me reiterate this, I'm not saying that there aren't steels that you have to have diamonds to sharpen. I'm just saying right now, the steels that I'm seeing that are coming in to me using those diamond stones just doesn't make sense because I get as good a result with the aluminum oxide and then my finished stones and my ceramics. Now, I'm not going to say that it doesn't take a little longer, but the fact is, I've been having problems with those diamond stones that I have because every knife, then I have to go back and reprofile, flatten the stone and take off that top layer because they are absorbing small little chips, and then I get more scratches, and you can just hear it tick, 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 tick every time. You're like, crap. And I have to go back down 2 stones. And so the amount of time that that adds is still less than it would take me the additional time to do it on aluminum oxide. I did this in 15 minutes on aluminum oxide, and it's got glue and stuff all over it because this gets to spend a time in pocket too. So, matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna carry my wife. So, So, like I said, go find the Olight video, and I also did a video about the Prolix yesterday. I put up 2 videos yesterday. I'm gonna try and do more live feeds, but like I said, we are selling the house, and I am trying to. Let's see. Yeah, that's the normal married guy thing. Oh, the wife's up. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do more live feeds. Like I said, I have Production Stinger. I don't like Rex 121 either. But like I said, I'm gonna try and do some more live feeds. I am gonna do some exclusive content for Full 30. Go find this. I'm going to start putting the link up in every video for the affiliate link if you need a flashlight. If you don't like Olights, it's fine. Don't get them. I had somebody who's like, "Oh, I can't believe you're gonna don't be an Olight shill," and I'm like, I told you guys a long time ago, I won't shill a product unless I'm comfortable with it being a quality product. And for what I'm seeing from these over the last few days, these are great. I actually have been playing with this one enough. I had to put a new battery in it. And I'm a sucker for a brass flashlight. I really am. So, yeah, if you need a flashlight, go use that link because I make a portion of the profit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if they had just sent me this, it would just got a review and I wouldn't be still talking about it. But the fact is, they're offering me a portion of profits for a quality product. And so I had a couple people. I was like, you know what? If you don't like the product, don't buy it. But if I'm comfortable with it, I'm going to point it out to you guys that you can do it. Like, I would have pointed these out. Like, if they had just sent me these, I would still have. I think this one's on sale for $39. I think this one's $39 if you use my link to the sale, which is in the Olight video I put up yesterday. So it's in the drop down. And I also post, it's like 39-ish. This is the brass one, so it's a little bit more expensive. I think they're usually 49, but I think they're 39. The flashlight, you can get the package deal, which if you watch the video, they basically sent me the package deal, which is the O-Pen 2, which is a really nice bolt action rollerball pin. And my daughter was like, it writes really nice, with a rechargeable flashlight in the top. And it just uses a USB-C charger. And it holds a charge pretty well. Actually, Sean and I have talked about that. So yeah, it's the last, I put up 2 videos yesterday. So it'll be my newest post, but yeah, I mean, these are just attractive, and they're like, I think these are 39. The flashlight, these might have been 49, and those, at any rate, you can save like $69. You can get both of them together, and you save like $58, I think is what the thing was. It's a package deal. They got several. The other thing, though, is if you're a gun guy, Olight has got, I didn't realize this, Olight has laser sights and flashlights to mount to your Picatinny rails, and they look pretty good. I'm thinking about using some YouTube money to get one for my SIG and testing it out and seeing how I like it. So they're pricey though. Those are pricey, the laser and flashlight combos. So, and I'm not big on adding a bunch of stuff to a handgun. A handgun's a tool to get to a real gun. And most of the times I'm firing 10 to 15 feet. I don't even need to aim. 10 to 15 feet, I've got a natural point of aim. I worked at a range. I have shot more rounds. I'm not going to lie to you. This might sound like I'm just like, bragging, but I have probably, being a weapons, firearms instructor, machine gunnery instructor, working at ranges, and just the fact I like to shoot, I have probably shot more rounds out of handguns than most people ever will in their lives. There were days that I would be at the range 8-10 hours just shooting because in between I was qualifying, I was practicing. I go to the range on my own. I've put, just through my SIG, I've probably put 2,000 rounds through it in the last 3 years, just shooting, just for fun. And so when I say I've got a natural point aim, that means that I can come up, point that gun, and it's just as natural as pointing my finger. And if I'm pointing at you, which I can do, I pretty much know where I'm pointing my finger. I'm gonna hit you somewhere real close. What are you doing in my video? I'm gonna choke you on
That was a hate crime. That was a hate crime.
No, it's not a hate crime.
You can't choke me if you're choking my neck.
I was kidding. I wasn't trying to
I
choke
don't know how
you.
you choke my chin.
I wasn't trying to choke.
I was here.
Well, at least you still listen, and when I come around, you get your chin. Since she was a little girl, I have tried to teach her how to defeat the choke, which one of the first things you do is chin down, hand up. You can't choke someone out. If they can get their hand up and their chin down, and you can't get all the way across. Baby, how old were you? Probably about, what, 4 or 5 when I started doing that? You were still in kindergarten when I started teaching you how to avoid a chokehold.
I don't know.
But it's almost natural. It's like the second I reached around, her instinct was put her chin down.
I don't remember the other steps. I was like, there's something wrong with the hand or something, but...
Yeah, you get your hand up. If you can get your hand next to your ear, and then you can get your other hand and push. Anyway, I've been teaching her that since she was a kid, like how to defeat a chokehold. When somebody comes up behind you and you feel them put their arm up, get your chin down. If you can, get your hand up. And if you can't get your hand up, you try and get your hand in between and push out. So, yeah. Yeah, like getting out of a headlock. So, but, yeah, guys, no, I just want to let you guys know. It wasn't that I don't want to do live feeds. I've just been busy. This is fun. I enjoy this. I needed this. I was kind of stressed out. I woke up this morning, I'm stressed out. I'm like, I'm waiting on my royalty check from these. So, which has been delayed. And it's not like they're not trying to pay me. It's just they're busy. And then the state of California, I'm not allowed to go back to work yet. But the state of California has informed me I have exhausted my disability benefits, so I'm no longer getting paid. So I'm in that catch-22 weirdness where I'm not allowed to work, but I'm not getting paid, and I have to pay my mortgage this coming month. But I'm just hoping we can sell this house, and I'm hoping that these knives take off. And I'm working. I do have a small little knife that I designed that I sent off to Jeff Kirkham, and I'm hoping that maybe we can do an OEM project with that, and maybe he wants to sell them. Now I understand that I won't make near as much profit as I would if I did an OEM project myself and then just did all my own shipping and stuff. That would be basically all profit. But the fact is, I would have to. I think I'm going to wind up having to hand wrap all those knives. And if you knew how hard it is to wrap that crisscross pattern. So there's an option that I may just be sending knives with the wrap and with instructions on how you wrap it yourself. I also sent Jeff one of these just because I thought maybe he'd enjoy it. And I have a stonefish for him that I've got to get a hold of the laser guy and get a logo engraved on for him as a gift for everything that Jeff, if you guys don't know, Jeff Kirkham was one of the founders of Black Rifle Coffee Company. And since then has founded several other companies and business ventures that benefit veterans greatly. And so just because of that, I'm giving him a $300 knife with his Ready Man Group logo emblazoned on the blade. And I'm doing that not to try and grease skids to get any work done. I'm doing that just because I know what he's done for veterans. And so that's just something I want to do. So I will do a video about that knife and show you guys how it comes out before I send it to him. But I've got to get a hold of the laser engraver and get it done. And I do know that I have not picked a winner for the Stonefish giveaway to the paying members, but I will try to do that today sometime. You're probably going to see another video today, which is just the winner of Stonefish. And Gary Graham, this is your last day for the 5,000 subscriber giveaway, the fixed blade knife, the really nice fixed blade. If you do not contact me today, I'm picking a new winner. It's just, I got no response, period. Nothing in the comments, nothing via email, nothing via any of that. So if you watch this, Gary, today's your last day. Like seriously, today is it. I will pick a new winner this afternoon if I do not hear anything by. We'll just do a consolidated video. I'm gonna set an alarm for 3 p.m. If I haven't heard anything by 3 p.m., I'm going to do another video, probably live feed style, where I pick the new winner of the fixed blade and the winner of the stonefish for the paying members. So guys, I'm out of here. I gotta go shopping and do some cleaning and stuff like that. So I love you guys. This is always a blast. Take it easy and I'll talk to you later.